Hello Pokemon fans, this is a 6v6 random single battle versus Gonzalo. Looking at both lineups, it looks to be a fun battle. Both sides, I think. It should be a pretty even battle. So, and this is actually two battles. This is the first battle, the first video of the first battle. So, I start off with a Klefki, and he starts off with a Slurpluff, and I'm already thinking to myself, well, here comes the belly drum. So here I set up Reflect because I know he's, call it. So I know here he's gonna either use Play Rough or Drain Punch, Return. I mean, I got a couple options here and there. So here he uses Drain Punch to get a lot of his health back and stay healthy. And luckily I gave my Klefki Foul Play. And what Foul Play does, essentially, it's based off of how much attack your opponent has. So with Surpluff, since it has a +6 attack right now, it does really, really good attack. So here he has the Agave Berry, and I don't know why. You should just switch to any other berry and it won't confuse him. But unfortunately for me, he didn't get confused with the berry due to the confusion, so I use Foul Play again, but unfortunately my speed's too low, and he's confused still, but he still goes through it, and it is what it is. That's how Pokemon works. Sometimes sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't, but he set up the Reflect, collectively at least set up the Reflect, and also left Surpluff with low health. So here I bring in Linoone, and I just wanted to revenge kill it, so I have extreme speed, and it took out the Surpluff. And he brings in an Exeggutor, so I've been noticing that his team's kind of a pretty quick team, especially with Exeggutor. I knew he was going to use Focus Blast, but I was kind of hoping he would miss. But it's like the one time Focus Blast doesn't miss, and it kills my Linoone. Because I wanted to set up with Belly Drum and then just extreme speed that Exeggutor out of there. So I bring in my Jellicent, because I wasn't sure if it's Specs or Choice Scarf Exeggutor. So here at Toxic, I was using Toxic, but unfortunately I miss on the Sigilyph. And then it surprises me with the Grass Z move, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I might die. So I thought my Jellicent, I mean, it's max HP, max special defense, so it should be able to tank a lot of things. But, and luckily it does. So I use a Toxic just to put it on the timer, because I wasn't sure what it was going to use. Because it did seem a little weird that it brought it in against Jellicent. So Jellicent, I'd rather pull it away. My Reflect ran out, so I'm getting the Jellicent out of there, and I bring in my Alolan Dugtrio. And here, it was one of this is pretty much a suicide Pokemon. I gave it Memento, and with the Z move, what it does is whatever Pokemon you bring in, it heals its health 100%, but by doing that, it also drops the opponent's special attack and attack 2 levels. So it's a good Pokemon to bring in. I was thinking about Jellicent again, but then it just seemed really dumb, because then it's just going to use Energy Ball. So here I decided to bring in Charizard and scare it away. And with my Charizard, it's a Mega Charizard X. So my opponent brings in a Samurott, which is the right call, I think, to pressure me. But after Mega Evolving, I don't think the water would really affect it too bad. I mean, it will, but not too bad. So this one's a Belly Drum set. So now I'm at a max attack, and luckily I outspeed that Samurott, and I knock it out with Dragon Claw. So here my opponent brings in Abomasnow, And I don't know why he doesn't have the snow warning one, because I would prefer that one. It probably would have killed my Charizard with Ice Shard being maxed out with, you know, with more power with hail, and also the hail damage. But unfortunately, my opponent dies after I used Flame Charge to bring my speed up. And here, I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to outspeed the Exeggutor, but I am. So that was awesome. So I outspeed the Exeggutor and kill it with a Flame Charge. So now I'm at +2 speed, so I'm pretty comfortable and in sweeping him completely. So he brings in an Aerodactyl, and he Mega Evolves it. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Well, hopefully I don't get hit with rock or with Stone Edge or Rock Slide or anything, or Earthquake, I figured. But luckily I'm still able to outspeed it. I kill it with Dragon Claw, and his last Pokemon, he brings back the Sigilyph, the one that I poisoned earlier, and I just KO it with Dragon Claw. So Charizard had a nice little 4 Pokemon sweep, or 5, I think, yeah. So that was cool. So yeah, overall I think it was just the right predictions and making the right calls. And I was really worried in the beginning with the Surpluff, because Surpluff can really run wild on teams if you can't contain it. But luckily, with Klefki having foul play, it did really well to pressure it and keep it with low health, and let Linoon finish it off, essentially, with extreme speed. But overall, I had fun, and hopefully you guys watch the next battle with me versus Gonzalo. Alright, later guys.